very good morning to everyone. Hi, I'm Kavita Sidhu and welcome to another episode of Sunrise to Health. Now, I hope you guys have had a good night's sleep, and I'm sure a 10-minute exercise stint and a power breakfast will help you get through the day. I'm sure it will, trust me on that. So for today's exercise, we will target that nagging backache that some of us tend to suffer from, because I know I do. So these exercises are great because they can be repeated at any time and at your own pace. So that's fantastic. And for our breakfast recipe, it can be easily prepared in lightning time for those of you guys on the run. So this is a great recipe to look at. And remember, healthy food doesn't have to be tasteless or boring. So for today's morning chat, I've invited Dr. Amir Farid Ishaq, and we're going to be chatting about the unique art of Qigong. How interesting is that? So guys, don't go away. And right now, Nini is going to take you on her exercise routine. So get ready to be pumped up.
Thanks, Kavita. I am Nini. Today, we're going to understand the dynamic of the spine and how we can pair simple breathing exercise with some core work to help us achieve pain-free backs and to help us also heal and elevate our lower back injuries. To commence our breathing exercise today, we are going to go on all fours. So let's go on our palms and on our knees, making sure the shoulders and the wrists are stacked above each other and your hands and your knees are just shoulders and hips width apart. So we're going to lightly dent our back and using the help of our chin to lengthen the neck and spine. And at the end of the spine extension, we're going to take a long inhale only through the nose. Without leaning back, we're going to do and make a complete opposite shape with the spine by rounding the back. And this is done on an exhale. Repeat this 2 more times. On the inhalation, dent and lengthen the back. Look up and stick the tailbone out. On the exhalation, round the back. Don't forget to keep pushing the floor so that the weight is not being dumped on the palms. One last time. On the inhalation, look up. And exhale, rounding the back. Getting our belly button furthest away from the ground. And after the exhale is complete, we're going to sit back and return to initial starting position. That breathing exercise paired with the movement that we just did will help us improve our poor posture that might have been the root cause of our lower back discomfort before this. Let's begin standing up for our next exercise. Standing comfortably on the mat, we're going to place our hands on our waist. And my friend Joanne behind me will be doing the easier variation, especially if you have severe back injury. And Fitrina and myself will be doing the full variation. With the hands on our waist, you might also want to just give your lower back, if you know where sacrum is, some light massages to actually provide them with some motivation before we start with what we're going to do after this. So, we're going to raise our right thigh up. I'm going to raise my leg level with the floor while Fitrina is just lowering the leg at about 45-degree angle. Pointing our foot down, we're going to try to straighten the leg without affecting our upper body. We're going to stay and hold this posture for about 5 counts. And release. Before we begin on the other side, it is crucial to understand that to heal lower back injuries, we have to work on activating our lower stomach muscle so that the engagement and all movement in the body will come from the core instead of from the lower back. So let's switch to the other side. Left leg raised up. Easy option, you can just start with your thigh at 45-degree angle, otherwise at 90. Pointing the foot, keeping our belly button drawn onto the spine to engage the core. On the exhalation, without leaning back nor forward, we're going to try and straighten the leg and stay still, keeping our breath long and even for 5 breaths. legs down to the floor, and for the next exercise, let's sit again. It's a lot easier for our lower back if we sit with our legs crossed, and we might need to also use some lower core engagement so that we don't hurt our lower back further. So we're going to just rearrange our position with our feet close to each other and with the knees bent. So if you have lower back injuries already, you might want to follow the variation that Joanne's doing with the feet crossed. Otherwise, we're going to try to lean back a little bit to raise our heels off the floor. You can stay here, or if you want bigger work on your lower abdominal muscle, you might want to try to straighten the legs without moving the position of the knees. Looking only at the toes, and don't forget to keep your breath long and even. If you feel it in your lower back instead of in your lower abs, it might mean that you might have leaned back a little bit too much. And lower down, and let's just give ourselves a little hug. Now for the last exercise, let's turn around and lie down on our backs. Make sure you're lying down on a comfortable and cushioned area to not trigger further injury on the lower back. So we are going to raise our legs up to the sky with the legs bent. For easier variation, you might want to reach your hands on the inside of your thighs to catch your feet. And for full variation, we're going to hold on to the outer edges of the feet. And we're going to open our legs a little bit wider than the width of the body. Flexing our feet to keep our knees and ankles safe. You can just stay here for the next 5 breaths, or you might want to try to use the assistance of your hands to bend the arms and bring the knees closer and closer down to the ground. This exercise is called Happy Baby Pose. Discomfort may also be caused with very tight hamstring, and by regularly trying to stretch the length of our hamstring, we might be able to alleviate our lower back pain. And to close our session today, still holding the outer edges of the feet, we're going to take a couple of rocks, lifting our sitting bone one off at a time, to provide organic massage to our lower back, kidneys and sacrum. And to finish off, you might want to try to cross your legs and rock forward to sit one more time. And you might want to also finish the session by repeating the first breathing exercise paired with the arching and rounding of the back. Have a productive day today.
Likewise, people may not know about Tai Chi, but they know that these people are doing slow movements and they are almost like meditating while they are doing their exercises. So Tai Chi can be described as meditation in motion.
Right.
Okay. So what is Qigong? Qigong is meditation in action.
Okay.
All right. So we are in a meditative state, but that action could be postures like yoga, could be slow movements like Tai Chi, could be fast and forceful movements like Kung Fu.
Excellent, interesting. And I think, everyone knows Qigong to be an exercise that can help cure, I wouldn't say cure, but maybe reverse or improve certain ailments. Because it involves breathing exercises and what else?
Yes, I have been fortunate that very soon after my exposure to Qigong, I was invited to lead a very large Qigong association called the Qigong Association. And Qigong Association stresses on helping cancer patients recover from cancer, not just improve their well-being, but also recover. And many actually cured themselves of cancer. So, I am a medical doctor. I'm a specialist gynecologist. So, some doctors on hearing this may doubt whether this person knows what he's talking about. A cure from cancer? Well, I am talking about patients with late-stage, incurable cancer reversing and becoming 100% healthy.
That's incredible.
Yes, and one of them was my own Sifu. My teacher was given 6 months to live after colon cancer, failed chemotherapy, and he went to Beijing, learned Qigong, and within 1 year cured himself of cancer and lived another 30 years.
Wow.
All right? That's not just one story. Through my involvement with this association, I met hundreds of cancer patients, and at least 20 of them who had cured themselves through Qigong.
Right, so I just want to go back to your Sifu. That's really interesting that you told me that he was 6 months, he had been given 6 months when he went to Beijing, and he did Qigong for a year. Did he also take like herbal supplements or anything? He probably did.
Yeah, okay. Often people ask me, how do you know that it is Qigong? Because people who have cancer, they will try anything and everything that people recommend. All right? When you're drowning, you hold on to every piece of wood that pass by. So, if you were to ask these people who had recovered from advanced cancer, what were you doing to try to recover from your cancer, especially those who had completed medical treatment and medical treatment failed. So they were on their own. Yes, many tried herbs, many tried other methods, but there is always in this group that we say that it was a Qigong, that the common factor was their practicing of Qigong.
Yes.
And also, when you ask them, all right, from your own experience, which ones of those things that you did helped you most? It was Qigong. And there were some who did nothing other than Qigong. In these cases, there was no doubt it was only Qigong.
Dr. Amir, before we get into the techniques of Qigong, because I'm sure our audiences out there would love to know a little bit more about that, I'm just curious, could it be that Qigong sort of raises your mental awareness maybe, and the breathing exercises help cure these ailments?
Yes, many have tried to find an explanation of why Qigong can reverse even terminal cancers and other serious diseases. Most say that it is because Qigong improves your circulation or improves your oxygen uptake. In my opinion, even though these two are definite benefits when you practice Qigong, but you can get these benefits even when you exercise ordinarily. So my only explanation for the the unusual results you get through practicing Qigong is that Qigong increases the Qi, the life force.
That's right.
Right? Which is very important for keeping our cells and therefore our body healthy, and also for to reverse diseases. So it is the Qi. It's not just the circulation and the oxygen. So that's about the only way I can understand why Qigong can do what other methods cannot do.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So how does it increase the Qi?
All right. Okay. So there are three important components of Qigong. First, it is the mind. In fact, it is the most important component. Right? It is the mind that controls and regulates our life force, and the mind is in charge of our whole being, actually.
That's right.
All right. Yeah? So it is with the Qi also. Now we all have the Qi flowing inside us that keeps us alive. But this Qi, the amount of Qi that we have, and the flow of Qi is related to our breath, which comes to the next component, right? Which is the breathing. And this breathing must be conscious breathing, right? Conscious breathing means you are aware of your breathing.
Yes.
Right? And the Qi flows through meridians or channels in the body. So the body itself plays a part.
Got it.
Right? So the third component of Qigong is the body itself, through certain postures and movements that completes the requirement: the mind, the breath, and the body. But when I teach, I add two more requirements. First, you must be totally relaxed, right? Because the more relaxed you are, the more conducive for Qi to flow, because your mind is also in the right frame of mind. Right? You go into a Qi state of mind. And the last requirement is that you must enjoy what you do. Then you're most likely to practice a lot.
That's right.
If you don't enjoy, you learn and then that's it. Right?
Yes.
Because to harness a lot of Qi, you have to practice regularly.
Right, sorry. So how long would one session be then, ideally?
Okay. All right, ideally, set aside at least half an hour.
Okay.
Right. If you're healthy and all you want to do is maintain health, half an hour a day should be okay.
A day?
Right, a day.
Okay.
That should be okay. But it would be better if you do it over 1 hour. So in my estimation, of course it's just a wild guess, from my observation, being involved in this field for over 25 years, if you practice Qigong 1 hour a day, you should be able to avoid most, if not all, of the major chronic diseases. That's my observation.
That's incredible.
All right. Oh, when I say, if I've told you about terminal cancers, if that can be reversed, everything else is much easier.
Such as heart disease, hypertension.
Yeah, but not necessarily fully cured in all cases.
Understand.
But it is reversible by Qigong.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amir.
Most welcome.
I'm definitely starting Qigong. I don't know about you guys, but I am tomorrow. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Okay, looks like we've come to the end of the episode for Sunrise to Health, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it and have been inspired. Just remember, healthy body, healthy mind. Bye.